Hello, I'd like to introduce you to our new research site on NOVA's library website. This site is made just for our class and just for our project, our debate project. You'll get to the site by going to our campus homepage, which now has these four icons along the top. The first icon that says research. If you click it, you'll get to the database page on our site. The tabs across show you a number of places you can go. I'll start with databases though, because it's got a lot of good material in it that's very specific to your team, as I'll show you. There are general things like this EBSCO database and ProQuest, which you've probably used in the past, at least in our big paper at the end of last semester. The subject databases are what I think is so interesting. Each of the group's big questions are here. So if you go to, let's say you are in education, the education group, how can we fix K-12 schools? You'll see links to EBSCO and ProQuest. When you click EBSCO, though, you'll find that it's not just all of EBSCO. It's limited to just their education sites. So when you type in anything here, it'll always be, it'll show results from the education research part of EBSCO. Below that, you'll see a link that says click here to access additional education databases. This is what I think is so specific, even more than EBSCO's being limited for you just to education results. If you click it, you'll see first very specific databases, including ProQuest and EBSCO again, usually. Here they are. That have to do just with education. And then beneath there, you got Academic Search Complete and Chronicle of Higher Education. Let's take a look at what accounts for our bias against others. There's a link to sociology pages, or database I should say, in EBSCO. Again, limited just to sociology. And beneath there is a link to access additional sociology databases. When you click it, again, you'll find a number of links to specific databases and sometimes just specific journals that deal with different aspects of sociologies. Oxford African American Studies Center, for instance. Let's see, LGBTQ, that's just for EBSCO. Statistical Abstract of the United States, Urban Studies Abstracts, Violence and Abuse Abstracts, just various things that fall under the broad umbrella of sociology. So that's very specific to your particular group's subject matter. There's also books and ebooks, which you have a search bar for, as we had last time. And before I leave here for the coronavirus research, I want to show you about citing sources. We have the links to the MLA handbook, which is great, and also that very good MLA page. If you go up here to the black banner at the top of the page, click Citing Sources, and then MLA beneath there, you've got the basic elements and all the things that we looked at last semester, though it's been updated some since then. Back to our own site here. Now I want to click the coronavirus research. As you know from the instructions, I added that as a possible way for you to approach your category and opens up some new ways of looking at your particular category. You don't have to write about the coronavirus, but I did in my sample paper. And I think it's a good way to approach your topic because it is a game changer, and it also is going to open your mind to new ways of thinking about things, because the virus and especially our response to it as a nation and as a planet is going to change a lot of things. We don't know exactly how, but the resources that we have in the coronavirus, there's not a whole lot in the databases as of yet, though there is some. It's always worth looking. But some of the best, because things are changing every day practically, is going to be in the better periodicals, the news periodicals, such as the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, and the New York Times, moving from right to left along that political spectrum. I want to take you through each to show you what these resource sources are, but normally, each of these three papers has a wall up to prevent people from accessing their material without paying for it. But they've let that wall down, each of these sites, just for the coronavirus articles that they've been putting out. They feel like that's a public service, and they feel duty bound to not charge for that. So I'll start with the New York Times. This is how they're doing it. Click the link there. They maintain a page that they update frequently. Updated 8 minutes ago, it says here. And if you go down, you'll find general information and resources. And then beneath that, you'll see more of the coverage that they've had on it. Let's say that your category is bias, and this catches your eye in India, coronavirus fans' religious hatred. You click it, you get the full article here in the New York Times, and after reading it, you decide you like it. Well, you should, of course, put it in your research planner. But on the run, what you could do is bookmark it. And I don't know if you've ever bookmarked in Chrome, so I'm going to show you how to do it really quickly. You'll go up to the bookmark pull-down menu, and you'll click the Bookmark Manager. You'll click the snowman icon over here to the far upper right. It says Organize, and you'll click Add New Folder. You'll name it. I named mine Database Articles, and then save it. I've already done it. It's here. I put it under Other Bookmarks. And when I click it, you can see all the articles that I've saved as I've looked at the more recent articles on the various news websites that I've captured there. So let's say again that you're here, now that you've set up that bookmark folder and you want to bookmark this page. You want to put the link in the bookmark folder for your debate articles. You'll go up to Bookmark, and this time you'll click Bookmark this tab. And you'll be asked which folder you want to put it in. You want to put it in the Debate Articles folder, and click Done, and it will update that folder with that link in it. Now let's say you're elsewhere, so I'm here, and I want to go look at that article. I'll just go up to Bookmarks, and I will go to my bookmark folder, which I have under, I guess, Other Bookmarks. Yeah, Other Bookmarks, Debate Articles, and I'll go over to, in India, coronavirus fans' religious hatred. I'll click there, and I'm back to my article. So you can get to that article very quickly by bookmarking it. Back at the coronavirus research page on our particular site, in the Nova Library website, to find the Washington Post, it's a little bit different than the Times, because that link will take you to the Post's homepage. You'll look for a short headline usually a little lower in the page, that says get our coronavirus updates newsletter. That's their way of giving you that information. You'll click there, sign up, and every day you'll get links to all of their articles on the coronavirus. The Wall Street Journal does things a little bit differently. When you click there, you'll get a number of short updates, which is very nice. But though they're not the long articles, you can still use them and cite them if you'd like to. There are two other things to think about when you're doing your research. One involves interviews, which I know you did last semester. An interview that you would do would take the place of one of the 4 sources that you need to have in your paper besides one of your 2 assigned books. The interviews might be a little easier to do now because people are more accessible at home than they are often in the office. They kind of call their own shots and they answer their own phones often, and so it might be easier for you to interview somebody than it was last semester even. Another form of research, and this does not take the place of one of your 4 sources, but you can do it in addition to the 4 sources, and that is to conduct a survey. You can use that with Google Forms. Just go to forms.google.com having already been signed in to your school Google account. And if you have enough people, you can create a survey, and the results of that survey, depending on how many people respond and how interesting the responses are, can serve as good evidence in your paper. That's a quick tour of the research that you can do and the resources that you have on our class's website on the Nova Library website.